Ghosts in the machine. The freight train cut north through the pitch-black countryside, its rusted wheels grinding along the tracks like a dying heartbeat. Cashin Vale sat in the corner of an empty cargo carriage, Mira opposite him, her coat wrapped tight, fingers scrolling silently through encrypted files on a battered tablet. Rain lashed the outside, and inside, the only light came from the glow of Myra's screen and the faint flicker in Cashin's eyes, an ember he could no longer extinguish. Every few minutes he twitched. A muscle. A breath. A memory that wasn't his. He didn't sleep. Couldn't. Whenever he drifted, it stirred. Ghosts had begun appearing around him, not just flickers or hallucinations now but forms. Half there, half not. Shadowed faces he'd forgotten. Eyes that accused him. The Cairo mission. The girl in the red scarf. The squad mate who bled out while he held the trigger too long. They stared at him in silence. Not screaming. Not attacking. Just watching. Mira looked up. You're seeing them again, aren't you? Cashin nodded. Every time I blink. It's like they're tethered to me. They are, she said softly. Deadlight doesn't just open a gate. It binds souls that died in your presence. Or by your hand. He snorted. That's a bloody long queue. Mira set the tablet down and studied him. You're holding it back better than anyone I've seen. How many were there? He asked quietly. Before me. She didn't answer. That was answer enough. At dawn, they arrived at the drop point outside a decommissioned facility in the Scottish borders. The place had once been a cybernetics testing ground. Now it was just rotting fences and wild overgrowth. Inside they moved through rusted corridors lit by Myra's torch. She stopped at a locked server vault, slid back the panel and tapped her way into the system. Cashin leaned against the wall, hand resting on his sidearm. Something's off, he murmured. Mira paused. What do you mean? He didn't know how to explain it. His skin tingled. His breath clouded even though the air wasn't cold. The ghostly pressure in his skull built steadily. Bang, bang. A terminal screen near the door exploded in a spray of sparks. Mira dropped behind the console. Cashin had already drawn his weapon. Something moved in the corridor. Not footsteps scraping. Nails against concrete. Guttural breathing. A shadow passed in front of the glass. Then it lunged. The creature crashed through the door in a blur, humanoid, twitching, wrapped in flesh like wet gauze. Its face was stitched with ritual markings, and where its eyes should have been, light poured. Cashin fired 3 rounds. 2 hit center mass. 1 clipped its neck. It didn't stop. It screeched, not a sound from a throat but from every bone in its body. Cashin tackled it, slammed it against the server racks. But the creature grabbed his throat and hissed. He knows you. He is you. Cashin's vision blurred. The entity inside him laughed. He shoved the revenant back with inhuman strength, sending it through a pillar. Sparks erupted. The room dimmed. Mira rose from cover, aimed a compact pulse pistol, and fired at the revenant's skull. The creature collapsed in a twitching heap. The lights flickered, and all at once silence returned. Cashin staggered back. The glow in his eyes blazed for a moment, then dimmed. His breath came hard. Sweat clung to his skin like frost. That wasn't just a revenant, Mira said, lowering the pistol. That was directed. Someone sent it after us. Cashin wiped blood from his lip. So they know we're still alive. They know more than that, she replied. They know you're changing. Back at the server rack, Mira worked quickly, pulling fragments of code and surveillance footage. One video file showed a meeting, grainy, timestamped 6 months prior. Cashin stared at the still frame. His old squad. And at the center, Elijah Chin. Alive. Hardened. Wearing scavenged division gear and talking to someone with their face blurred. Cashin narrowed his eyes. He's hiding something, he murmured. Myra's voice was low. They all are. As they left the building, dawn broke over the hills. Cashin paused as a cold gust cut through him. He looked back over his shoulder. In the mist above the building, the ghost of the stitched revenant hung suspended, watching him with those empty, glowing eyes. It didn't speak, but its presence carried a warning. The more Cashin used the thing inside him, the more he fought with it, the less of himself would remain. And someone somewhere was counting on that.